Hello. What is up? It's been too long once again. I wait way too long on these rambles. I've been thinking to myself, I really want to switch up the format instead of just kind of spending months not making one. I'm gonna try a new thing where I kind of just make a little ramble of after something I do is finished or whatever I want to talk about, and then I can compile clips later on and then upload it because I have got way too much to talk about right now. It's kind of insane. I already kind of restarted the last one because I was just too all over the place. I'm gonna try my best to keep this as like clear and concise, if that's the right word, as possible. Cause fuck, yeah, there's just a lot has happened. As you can see, look at I'm wearing. A lot has happened. Okay, I don't know where to start. I said this last time, but I think the best place to start is going to be the Infernal Cape, because I think for whoever's been watching my rambles is going to probably want to know what the hell happened and why I have an Infernal Cape all of a sudden. But basically, I got a Bofa. I think I was talking about in the last ramble that I was doing Gauntlet for the Seed. I don't know if it actually, that poll came out yet, or even the update, whatever, that for this weapon. I was hunting the sail door before, and then it just kind of ended up turning into the bow because the bow's obviously better. But I got the bow, 382 KC, I believe it was. So I didn't go dry. I was pretty lucky, honestly. Because Gauntlet, it's fun, but it's not fun to just grind out. It's definitely where most people go to burn out of the game. So I'm pretty happy I didn't have to do like hundreds and hundreds of kills there. But yeah, so I got the Bofa. After like a lot of research and just talking to people, I learned that the Inferno is pretty doable with just the Bofa. And yeah, so I went for it. A lot happened in between, which I do want to get into, and I have so much I want to talk about this ramble, so this is going to be very long. Very, very long. Hopefully not too like rambly of a ramble. Like I want to keep it like as clear as possible. I want to talk about like what I'm doing even right now in a bit, but I think I really gotta just go over Inferno because yeah, that was an insane time in my life. The 3 weeks it took me to get this cape. And I really wish I made a ramble before I started. I wanted to. I just like I said before, like I need to try this new method of just kind of making clips as I go and putting them together, because I would have loved to kind of put my thoughts in the grind before I started, because everything kind of changed while I was doing it. And like, I don't know, my life changed. I don't know how else to say it, because it was really intense. Oh, fuck yeah. 1 second, I'll turned around. I guess I'll do this now. If I get a wildy step, I'm gonna drop it. I don't really feel like doing that right now. But yeah, so I'm just gonna jump right into that. So fucking Inferno. I started it. I had to get a lot of I had to do a lot of prep for it. I did all my toad flax I've been sitting on for a while, and then I did a bunch of hard clues. It took me this many hard clues to get god boots, which I felt were better than ranger boots, which also I don't think I had these in the last ramble. So Isle of Souls, let's do this shit. A lot has happened. I feel like I'm just gonna be saying that constantly, but yeah, fuck, where was I going? I got boots, not ranger boots. I got god boots for it because prayer bonus was so sweet. I had practiced on my alt beforehand, and I learned that I wasn't the best at like saving prayer. Where is this, by the way? I wasn't the best at saving prayer, so I was like, okay, I need to get as much prayer bonus as physically possible. And I think I had 17 bonus by the time I got the Artie Cloak 4, so I finished that pretty easily, which is really nice actually for the Inferno with a Bofa cape, because you don't need like an accumulator or anything, assembler, whatever. So your cape slot's kind of just open-ended, and it's a perfect cape, I think, because you get magic bonus plus prayer bonus, so it's good for barraging and prayer, all that good stuff. Yeah, once I got all that stuff, I just went for it. I met someone during bingo violescence, rank 1, 200 mil minor, the UIM high score. It's a really cool person. And we were kind of both talking about Inferno a lot because we had both like tried it before. And I was really gung-ho to go for it and just try it because I don't know, I like challenging myself. I really like setting goals that are just seemingly stupid hard or impossible, and then just kind of seeing if I can do it. I'm gonna use a stam. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, I think I kind of hyped them up too on it a lot. So we started at the same time essentially. It's funny. I think I was hunting god boots because it took me a while to get those, and the entire time I was doing that, they were getting their armor, the crystal armor, and their bow. They got it like relatively the same KC as me. But yeah, we started at the same time. It took 3 weeks for me, 5 zucks in total. So much mental pain and struggle and suffering in between. I can't even describe like how much pain. Like, oh god, it was a rough time. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it was fun. Like, looking back on the grind now, really fun. I like totally recommend like anybody who wants to get this cape, just go for it and learn the game, because I feel so much more knowledgeable about the game now too. Is there? Wait, okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit sidetracked because I'm doing this now. I'm gonna be talking about fucking this clue and Inferno at the same time. Is there a teleport in here? No. Okay. That's not what I'm doing. All right, yeah. So anybody that wants to do this, I really recommend just going for it. It's gonna be a struggle unless you're really good at the game, and also if you have a T-bow, it's a lot easier. Doing this with a Bofa only was not easy, I will say that the least. Getting to Jads alone takes, like, if you're going fast, and I was able to kind of narrow down my time during the waves a lot. I had this goal where I really was trying to break getting to wave 50, which is the range and the mage NPCs together, which are like, I think arguably when it gets like really hard, the Inferno. Oh, that's an ice fiend. What am I fucking doing? Where are water fiends, dude? I think they're in the cave. I hope I don't die to a green dragon. Is that where they are? I don't know. I think there's one in the Prif dungeon. I'm gonna do that instead. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. What was I saying? Fuck, what was I talking about? God damn it. Oh yeah, wave 50. So I was trying to like break a sub 60 wave 50, like 60 minutes to get to. Is this? God, I just stopped talking about what I'm doing in game and. Okay, but. So I was trying to break a sub 60-minute wave 50, and I never got to do it. I actually got really close. I got like 61 minutes, which I think is pretty fast for only using a Bofa and Barrage. Like, I don't know how to use chins effectively. I could have easily probably gone sub 60 minutes on at wave 50 if I was using chins effectively and knew how to do that right. Plus, like, it wouldn't have been that bad as well if I like was able to just never take a lot of damage at times and not have to barrage for heals. But anyway, I got pretty close to like making wave 50 only an hour-long process, which essentially it was, because most of the time I did get it to about an hour. I think you pray melee. Oh nope, range, I think. But I'm just gonna turn the sounds off. So yeah, I was able to get through the waves like relatively quickly with just a Bofa, like kind of just getting experience through the Inferno after just doing it like a million times. All right, the souls again. Let's go. So it's slow. I definitely would say, like, if you're gonna do a first time cape and you want it to be like not slow and painful, don't do a Bofa only. But yeah, so I was able to get relatively fast with it. My overall time when I did beat it was 2.5 hours, which I'm pretty proud of. I think, is this how you do it? I don't know. Let's see if this works. Yeah, 151, which is 2 hours and 31 minutes, which I'm really proud of, because You see a lot of like first time capers with like T-bows and blowpipes, and they're still getting over 3 hours. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I can definitely get it a lot lower too. Like there's the sub 65 combat achievements task. I feel pretty confident I can do that eventually. You know, I think I need a T-bow 100% first, but down the line, I feel confident that like I understand how the Inferno works and like how to improve and stuff like that. Yeah, so I want to get into more like my experience with like triple jads and Zuck, because the waves themselves, you know, you just kind of, it's a mixture of like knowing what to do and then getting lucky, I'd say. Especially for like a first time Inferno cape experience. The run that I did get my cape on, the waves were just so smooth. Like I had no issues. I rarely ever had to like panic run to the south pillar and like shuffle the NPCs around and all that. I'm not gonna use a stam this time. Oh fuck me. I thought it was gonna be in the same spot. All right, this is gonna be a nice little walk. This is perfect. Gives me more time to figure out what I'm talking about. Yeah, so that run that I did get the cape on, before that run, I had just so much shitty times during like the later waves of just really annoying spawns. Like the spawns that I hated the most was when you get a blob and then a melee guy like in the north, where they're both kind of aggroing on you and coming towards you. Hated that. I know there's a way to flick them where you take no damage, but it requires like walking under, which I wasn't really trying to do as a first time caper. Where am I going? So I was just getting that a lot, like constant like melee in the north, which I'm not a fan of when the melee guy is in the north. I like it when he's south, because you can always kind of set it up so when he digs, you can safe spot it again and blah blah blah. But yeah, just constant shit RNG in a lot of my runs with like splashing on nibblers and stuff. Ugh. I don't miss that part at all. But yeah, the final run I did, it's such a good time the entire time. Like great RNG all across the board. I never really struggled with triple jads either, which I was pretty happy with. I remember like before Inferno, I didn't think I was going to struggle with it, but then like during Inferno, before I got to jads, I was kind of worried, but surprisingly, like it's a lot easier than I thought. It just requires you to pay attention and just kind of like not be panicking. So if I could give any advice to anyone who's going to be going for a cape for the first time, the best thing you can do is just learn how to like minimize the amount of panic you have during like a stressful situation during the Inferno, because I like got somewhat good at recognizing like when I was getting that like sense of panic and just kind of making it go away like really fast. So on my last Zuck, I remember I was trying to flick the first set, and I remember just immediately like having this big wave of anxiety, but I remember I had to like talk myself out of it like in 2 seconds, like really quick, and then it was fine. Basically, like my main problem with Zuck the whole grind was just walking out of the shield, especially during healers, and then sets. I have 76 defense, so if I wasn't flicking the sets, I would just get destroyed. And I even had one attempt where I died in the first set really fast because I just like, oh man, I tagged them both, and the ranger just would not stop hitting me 40s and 30s, and I think it hit me like 1-0. And I tried to like, fuck you. Should I do this? What step is this? I'll hold on to it. Mole doesn't really give lead clues that much. I need some water. I'm gonna be right back. Sorry, I don't want to be pausing, but I really need to drink some water right now. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up Inferno because I could talk forever about this, but basically, I killed Zuck, as you do. I didn't get hit by him. I did tank 2 Jad hits on my cape attempt though, which was kind of annoying. I could have gotten that perfect, or no, it's the no luck required task if I didn't do that, but I forget what happened exactly. I think it was just another instance of panic. Yeah, just kind of like messing up the flick, kind of trying to flick melee while the healers, the Jad healers were on me. But yeah, it took 2 Jad hits. It happens. I'd rather take a Jad hit than a Zuck hit though. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there with Inferno. I did it. If you want to get your cape, just go for it. It's fucking hard. You're gonna hate yourself. Unless you're really good at the game. But, I forget if I even explained it much, but also I was dealing with this fucking annoying internet the whole time. Just awful ping lag and ping spikes, whatever. Not fun. I even had like a good 2-second lag on the Zuck where I got the cape. Like, it was on a corner, luckily. But yeah, oh my god, that was I think I was like audibly like yelling at my computer like no when that happened. But luckily nothing happened and it was on the corner, so it's like I was able to kind of sit for a bit. So that was fine. Anyway, that's that. I got the cape. I have a fucking infernal cape. I think about that a lot, where I just kind of look at my account and I'm like, oh my god, like I have an infernal cape. I really did not think I was going to be getting this like as soon as I did. Like, I thought it was going to take a lot longer for me to get this cape. I knew that I didn't want to get a T-bow first. Like, I was already planning on even trying a rune crossbow cape or a armadillo crossbow cape. I already knew I was going to do armadillo crossbow, but I like playing with the idea of a first-time cape with a rune crossbow. But I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm glad I got the bofa. So it all worked out really nicely. But yeah, that's that. I really could keep talking about it. I don't know if I want to though. The last thing I'm gonna say is just, I'm so glad it's over. Where the fuck is Mole? Why is this not? Hello? Wait. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, the last thing I'm just gonna say, I'm so glad it's over, because holy fuck did I hate my life during it. Like, that's I'm gonna stop there, because oh god, I had some bad days. I had some fucking bad days. Like yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, let's move on. Got the I have an infernal cape, dude. No fucking way. It blows my mind still. Okay. I want to talk about more than just like my current goals and like what I've done in the game, because there's like a lot I need to get off my chest about like the UIM game mode, which I'm not sure if I want to get into that right now, but I'm just gonna quickly go over some stuff that happened. Like I mentioned before, I'm gonna do a new format of this where I'm not waiting a bunch of months, so I can get like all these things I need to say out in a more proper time period and when the ideas are more fresh. I'm gonna go over bingo real quick. It's the second time I've done UIM bingo and I had a way more enjoyable time. The thing that I enjoyed the most was doing 6-hour records. So I'm gonna try and bring up the temple pages for both of the 6 hours I did, which I really want to talk about them because god, my throat is fucking up. So not only like has this been a month of just insane mental, like, what do you even call it? Like, is it even like struggling or whatever, but like not only with Inferno, but I like experience doing 3-tick 4G 6-hour for the first time through bingo, which I want to say is on par with like the amount of like physical stress that the Inferno put on me. I want to try and bring up the page. It kind of sucks that I have to do so much on mole right now. Let's see if I can get this up in a speedy time. But I'm gonna go over, so I did 2 6 hours during bingo, which I've done 3 in total in my whole life of like just like really focusing for 6 hours for a single skill to try and like get a record or whatever. Like only for bingo though. I've never done it outside of bingo because I've never really had the motivation to. You know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna sit here while I get this. Maybe mole will run by me. Or is it okay? So let me get this up. Sorry, this is gonna take a while. Yeah. Just gonna do that. Okay, so fucking OBS. All right. I did a mining 6 hour. Where did it go? I zoomed in and it fucked it up. Okay, so I got 672,000 mining experience in 6 hours doing 3-tick granite. And holy fuck. If you've never experienced 3-tick granite and not experienced it for 6 hours, like, oh my god, I can't even like explain what you go through doing that. Like, so I don't know where to start with it because I'm relatively new to the method. I learned it last year for last bingo, but I wasn't great at it. Sorry, I keep taking water breaks. I wasn't great at it, and like my best hour I had ever achieved before that bingo was like barely 100,000 experience an hour doing it. So the fact that I was able to do it for 6 hours and maintain 112k with only the Varrock 4, I didn't have any other like XP boosting things besides that. I was really fucking proud of myself. Like 3-tick granite for 6 hours is like hell on your hand. It's, I don't even know how to, I can't even fucking explain it. It's insane how much like pain my hand was in like during, and like the feeling of relief that I had when I finished it, and like that I didn't fuck up the 6 hour either. Like it was still logged correctly on Temple. Yeah. Oh my god, that was so cool. Okay, I need to get this off the screen. Well, I'm gonna show another 6 hour I did because I did it even better 6 hour for agility, but I'm like more proud of the mining one because it was just a lot more like what do you call it, just straight up like, I don't know what you even, I don't know the word. It was tough, it was fun, it was hard. I'm proud of that one, and I'm really excited to do more. I'm gonna finish off 99 with 3-tick, but anyway, so I did a agility 6 hour at Sepulcher, which I am so surprised that I got rank 1. This is UIM though. This is not main game. I'm nowhere near, like, I think I'm ranked like 14 in 6 hours for mains on agility. But I got rank 1 overall and for the competition, which was really cool. That one wasn't as bad like physically and mentally as the 3-tick granite one was. But I really love Sepulcher, so like I enjoy it. I'm pretty good at it. I think I was like talking about my PB in one of my rambles because I had gone really dry for this ring. So I had like a decent I have decent knowledge of it, obviously, but I remember seeing like the top rank during the competition because there's like specific skill 6 hours, and whoever gets the most experiences places first place and whatnot. And so I was looking at the first place and I was like, oh, I think I could beat that. Like I'm pretty sure like I've had hours that were like the average more than what this person got. And then I did like a couple hours of practice and I was able to get like 92,000 per hour. And And that's with like no looting like whatsoever. I didn't even loot the grand chest. And I used staminas instead of the pillars, which actually ended up being perfect because there was a bingo tile. Like there's a collection log aspect on bingo where if you get items, you get points for your team. And the endurance ring was on there. And during my practice, I did one run. The first run back after getting the ring. The first chest that I had ever opened since getting the ring. Oh, I should open this too. Whatever. And I got another endurance ring, which is really sick. Back to back, technically. So I got those points out of the way, so I didn't even have to like think about looting during the 6 hour, which was nice. But yeah, that's that. That's bingo essentially for me. I did a lot of PVM. I got the anguish because I did demonics for points. I started doing shamans, so I have a bunch of shaman KC, but I don't have a dragon warhammer yet. I got these before bingo because I did a bunch of mediums, all that. Yeah, a lot of clues happened. I should show my collection log later, but okay. So I'm gonna go into quickly about current stuff because that's kind of everything for the most part that's happened since my last ramble. I did get 99 range. Most of it was through Inferno. 99 thieving I did recently through Master Farmers, which I'm working on now is farming all the seeds. Farming all these. And I'm getting all the stuff for my toad flax now because I did a bunch of mole before for Inferno to get all the cerebrews. And I found out you get like a fuck ton of herb seeds, so I kind of want to get the toad flax out of the way so I know exactly how many seeds I have to farm. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here now. And Bofa at the mole is really great. I recommend it if you have one. Really chill. Yeah, so let me show you my looting bag. I got a lot of shit. My account feels so cluttered right now. I'm not a big fan of it. And I cannot wait to use all this shit because when I do, I'm gonna have like only like 10 or 9 slots filled up. So that's gonna feel so good. But yeah, it's been really cluttered. I can't even do farm runs now. I wanted to do farm runs while I was killing mole, but I just have too much shit. Because once I get like the secateurs or whatever other little piece you get, and then I don't even have a comp or a bottomless bucket yet, which I'm really dry for one. I really want one. It's been so long. I might even I have one in like 8 hours I can do. So yeah, I can't do farm runs now, which sucks, but once I finish this, which I should be done soon, I have 1200 nests. I need like 400 more. It's like 150 kills, I think, or something. I don't know. I'm almost done. But yeah, so the most recent thing I did was 99 thieving at Master Farmer. So that's, yeah, what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of getting all my herbs done, all the seeds farmed, making all the potions. And then so I'm going to have just a clear, free space to do whatever the fuck I want. And I have a lot of plans. I have so many plans. So much to talk about, honestly. My throat is getting so dry. One thing I should go into is I started streaming, and I think I had talked about it in the last ramble, but I did end up kind of stopping, which I'm a little sad about, and I kind of miss it because it was really fun for like the month or so that I did it. I got affiliate, which is where you get the sub button, where you can make the money, and that's kind of when I stopped, which is kind of funny. I don't know, I just like, I wasn't enjoying it as much as I thought I would, and I do want to kind of get back into it, and I've been telling myself like I really should do it again, because I hate to think of it this way, but I do need money. And if I could make money by playing RuneScape, I would just be like ecstatic. So I definitely don't want to do it for money though. Like it's more of a thing for fun for me. Like I don't want to have that whole like idea of it as being like I do this just to make money. But I miss it. I will do it again. I really did want to stream Inferno when I was doing it, and I kind of regret not even trying it at least once, but in my experience of streaming, I know just how bad I get at the game. Like when I'm not streaming, I'm quite decent at the game. When I am streaming, I'm like garbage. I like can't do nearly half the things as well as I normally do. So I just knew if I was streaming Inferno, I would not have the cape right now. I would still probably barely be getting to Zuck, just because like I'm quite shit at the game when I stream, which is part of the reason I think why I kind of stopped, because I think I was just focusing too much on like random bullshit that was kind of getting in the way. But shout out to whoever was like hanging out with me during those times. I do really want to get back to it, and I promise I will someday soon. I've also kind of been what do you call it, like not interested in streaming boring content, which like I should not care about, because I know that I can like have a good time with people still regardless of what I'm doing. This is one of those things where you kind of stop doing for a while, then it's hard to get back into, like working out or something like that, which is another thing I actually been wanting to get back into a lot lately. I have not been very healthy lately, especially since I started Inferno. God, my fucking throat. I'm gonna get my water. 1 second. I'm gonna get smacked. I don't care. I'm just gonna take it straight to the dome. Okay. Good fight, Mole. Alright, so now's a good time, I think, to move on from just me. I've been talking about me too much, because I really been wanting to talk about the game mode that is UIM. So if you're not like a UIM who's on Twitter, which this kind of sounds funny to say, but you if you're not on Twitter and you're not a UIM, I don't know how much of like the discussion you see. You probably see it if you're on like Discord, UIM Discords and whatnot, Discords with the other UIMs. But as of late, and you know, it's like a thing that's been going on for a very, very long time, like ever since the game mode came out. It's this discussion of the game mode and the direction that it's going in, and I really wanted to talk about it because I see it mostly on Twitter, because that's like, it's like my prime source of social media, which I am not happy about. That I don't like Twitter. I think it's a garbage website, but there are just way too many cool gamers on that website. So it's like, I just want to see what they do, and I enjoy seeing all that like way too much. So I just deal with the bullshit that Twitter comes with. But anyway, there has been a lot of discussion about storability of certain items, such as the Bofa, which is now storable, which I'm not like, I want to go into like my philosophy about UIM items and storabilities of items and whatnot. I'm not a fan of things being storable. However, when they are storable, I will like absolutely 100% take full advantage of it and like plan my account around things like that. But usually when there's like a poll about it, I always vote no, because my whole idea behind this game mode, so like a lot of people say UIM, it's about like not being able to store things and not having a bank, which yes, it's not about having a bank, obviously. My thing about the game mode though, which I think is the most interesting aspect of it, is making choices. And that inherently means like not being able to store certain stuff, because the more you can store, the less choice you have to make. But the thing that makes me sad when certain updates come out and that change the game mode, the things that make me sad is when you lose that ability of choice, or that the need for making choices. Because to me, the most interesting aspect of this game mode is how different everyone's account is. You look at like normal accounts and like irons too, and there's always kind of like a streamlined path. Like, this is the best in slot gear. This is what you want. This is what you get. You get full bandos, you get full armor, you get inquisitors, you get all this shit. You get everything. You use it all when it's appropriate. And that's like kind of the game, I guess. Obviously that's simplified, but with UIM, you kind of have to think a lot more about like, okay, is this item worth it? Is it worth having a bag slot or an inventory slot for an item that's only gonna give me like 1% extra DPS? And it's like, technically it's best in slot, but is it worth it? And stuff like that, I think, is what really makes this game mode interesting. And it's not even about, to me, like how much I can hold on this account. Like, I remember back when the costume room update was coming out, like someone figured out how many items that you can store outside of a bank, and it's like over 1,000 things you can store outside of a bank. So like, to me, that's not like, that doesn't hurt. Well, okay, it can hurt the game mode, but to me that doesn't hurt the game mode, as long as these items that are becoming storable and that are already storable, as long as they don't like affect like, I feel like I was able to articulate this in my head so much more. But basically, when you lose that ability of choice, I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but anyway, you lose that ability of choice, I think that's when the game mode is really going to start to suffer. And that's also my opinion. Like, I know everyone else has a different opinion on it. Some people like being able to store best in slot stuff, because some people just like not having a bank. And like, that's kind of my thing too. Like, I love not having a bank. I don't particularly enjoy not collecting things. Like, I collect as much as I can in this game mode when I can, because I just enjoy that. But the main reason I even started playing UIM in the first place was because I used to play an iron, and I'd have like way too much shit in my bank, way too much stuff to do, and I was always burnt because I never knew what to do. I'd have like 10 skills all banked in the bank, and I just wouldn't know what to start with, where to go, all this bossing to do, and I just like was always kind of lost. I'd always just kind of log in, look at all the shit I had to do, and be like, wow, fuck, I don't feel like doing any of this. And with UIM, I really enjoyed, you know, just like, you gotta pick something and you gotta stick with it. And to me, that's what really makes me love this game mode, and what is kind of the reason why I'm able to get as far as I do with it. Whereas like, I recently just surpassed my old iron account's total level, which I could have done a lot long ago, because the skilling aspect of this account is like way better. But then the other account, the combat is better, so it's like, if I had like high Slayer and other combats, I would definitely have close to 2200 total right now, I think. But yeah, I haven't burnt out yet of this account, and I think it's purely because like of all the choices I have to make, that I have to stick to, and then I have to like just follow through on. And I couldn't really like vibe with normal iron, just how like, if you didn't want to do something, you didn't have to do it, which is good. You know, it is fun to play this game and do whatever you want, which like, I still do that. I still do what I want. Like, I make my choices based on what I want to do in this game. I don't really like force myself to do a lot in this game that I don't enjoy, unless it's going to be like a short grind, a short but important grind. God, I'm getting lost in my head. I hope this isn't too like jumbly. Like, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I want to like get my point as clear as possible. But water break. Essentially, I like UIM because you make choices. That's it pretty much. And yeah, I wanted to get into that because if you're on Twitter, you just see how cutthroat people get on both sides of the argument too, of whether or not things should be storable or not. And like with the BOFA, it's a little bit unfortunate, I'd say. It's not great for the game mode. It's not bad for the game mode either. I don't know. I feel like people are going to disagree with that, but because basically to use the BOFA, you still need to have crystal armor, so it's still like 3 inventory slots plus crystal shards. So it frees up 1 slot, which is still like quite large. But the thing that scares me about it, so like I'm okay with the BOFA being storable. I didn't want it to be storable, but I'm okay with it. The thing that scares me is if we get the crystal armor storable in the future. And there have been devs on Twitter that have mentioned that they are into that idea of it being storable, and like in the costume room. And I think indirectly that becomes a problem from them wanting to like add a recolor for the crystal armor or make the crystal armor corruptible. And hopefully that isn't a thing that happens, because first of all, if the crystal armor becomes storable, then there's absolutely nothing, or sorry, not storable, corruptible. Then there's absolutely nothing that makes this range weapon. There's no like downside to this range weapon. And not that there needs to be like downsides to a weapon, but it just doesn't thematically fit, I feel like, for a ranged weapon to like be absolutely unlimited all across the board. It's already unlimited without the armor, but it's not as good. So like, I don't know. I wouldn't be, I'm not a fan of that idea, and I hope it doesn't happen, because if it does happen, I'm pretty sure it would then thus be storable in the costume room. And so this brings me to like my point of why I think making choices is what really makes this game mode interesting. So like as it stands, you have to choose if you want the crystal armor. You don't have to choose if you want the BOFA anymore. You can just get it and chuck it in the box in wherever the fuck it is, and be done with it. Take it out whenever you want. Put it away whenever you want. But if you want the bonuses that the crystal armor gets, you don't. Not only do you have to make a commitment of keeping it, but keeping it in your inventory. You cannot. Well, okay, you can put it in your bag if you dismantle it, but you need 6 empty slots for that. God, I remember the last time doing a ramble of my throat hurting so much and having to drink so much water. But yeah, it's quite a commitment, and you gotta really like plan out what you're doing when you get this armor, I guess. And I like that. I really enjoy that so much. It's just like, I don't know, like there's sacrifice, I guess. I'm sacrificing technically 4 inventory slots to have a near best in slot armor and bow. World armor to then power the bow. I can't flick and think about what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm getting lost. I really want this to be like as clear as possible and not super fucking all over the place. but yeah, so this is the reason why that if crystal armor was storable, it would be bad, and essentially bad for the game mode, whatever you want to call it. Right now, crystal armor versus like armadillo armor, you could argue that they're basically the same. Now, Armadillo has higher range bonus, but range bonus or range accuracy, I guess you would call it. But then crystal armor, it's not that much lower bonus, I believe. It's like at most I want to say it's like a 5% difference. I don't quote me on that because I have not done the math that much, but you get a fuck ton of prayer bonus. You get better range defense and better melee defense, I think, but worse magic defense with crystal. So, like, you could argue that they're pretty much the same thing because you get like trade-offs. You get like a pretty similar range bonus. Blah blah blah. So, if the crystal armor were to become storable, it's essentially a storable Armadillo set, like in terms of what you would use it for and what you would get from it. So then it becomes like an obvious meta. It becomes something that like you play a UIM, and it becomes like, okay, this is what I absolutely have to do to be able to kind of progress in this game. There's no reason I would not get this. And like, I want to clarify that, like, when I say this, like, I enjoy metas. I think metas, well, you know, you can't escape a game that has an obvious like sense of like what is best, what is meta, whatever you want to call it. But fucking my throat. Fucking my throat. No one's fucking my throat. This happens when I stream too. I get so sore from just talking nonstop. But yeah, once you have like an established obvious meta for UIM specifically, I think that's when the game mode starts to kind of go downhill. And like, things have happened to where like there will become very like, I'm gonna keep using the word obvious, but like, how else could I phrase it? When you like basically have no choice but to do something, because that kind of gets into that thing I was saying where I think what makes this game beautiful is making choices. And if you don't have to choose, and all the best in slot armor just kind of becomes a thing that you can just have and put away whenever you want, then everybody is going to kind of have the same account. And I think, like, I feel like I could have shortened what I've been saying this whole fucking time. But to me, when everyone kind of has a different account, different setups, different, like, plans, different, like, I don't know, how else would you call it? Like, different looting bags, different gear combinations. Like, that's what really makes this game interesting and awesome to me. And I really hope that we don't lose that sense of, like, oh my god, the words, they're not coming out. Uniqueness, I guess. Everybody's unique in this game mode. And so, like, everybody who plays this game is unique in their own way. Everybody has their own different goals, but there's something specific about Ultimate Iron Man that makes it just, across the board, everything everybody does is so vastly different. And I'm gonna say it like 50 fucking times, but I just don't want to lose that, and it scares me. That's the only thing that scares me, I guess. But then, you know, as I say that, I will always be playing this game mode and this game regardless of what happens. Crystal armor becomes storable. Hey, that's gonna be a big up for me, honestly, because I'll have 4 or 3 slots freed up to do whatever I want with. And that'll just make everything I want to do so much easier. Yeah. So, at the risk of not repeating myself constantly, if I've already done that, I'm just gonna kind of end that there. I could really go on more, I think, but I will segue this into my idea of what I want to kind of obtain on this account in terms of like gear and thinking about like what I want to keep in my looting bag and blah blah blah. Oh, I should quickly mention actually with the looting bag, we're about to be able to start putting items in the looting bag in the Pharaoh's Enclave soon. I don't know when that's happening, but soon I think. Which, honestly, it's kind of crazy to think about, but it's like it's like technically, you know, easy scape. You could argue that it is. I mean, it's not really like a time difference. We're not really losing or gaining much time. You get a little bit of time every time you want a bag. You can buy your loot bag right there and put all your shit right there. You don't have to worry about PKers or whatever. Your stuff is relatively safe. And, you know, I'm a fan of it just because I don't like sleeping at night and having dreams that I'm stepping into the wilderness and I lose everything that I've been working on. How long have I not been potted? Jesus Christ. So it's going to be nice not having like that stress anymore. So I'm a fan. It's like, it's fine. I don't think it's that detrimental in terms of just making this game mode easier than it's already becoming. I think there's definitely a fine line from making this game mode easier and more fun. Yeah, I wouldn't know exactly like what to categorize as like too easy and too fun all the time, or that. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. I'm gonna move on. I'm all over the place. One of these days I'm gonna have a ramble that's just like on point with all my thoughts, which hopefully the next one will be, because I'm gonna break it up into multiple days instead of just trying to shit out all what I've been wanting to say for the past 3 months in one session. But I did want to go over my thoughts on UIM kind of gear and what I've been planning. So I made a list of like my perfect idea of like what my looting bag would look like for like all forms of basic and major PVM. Now, I'm gonna get the list up because it's not on this computer. It's on my other computer. Okay, so I kind of broke it down into like the different combat styles, but basically I know I've already kind of like mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention again how my idea of how I play this game is I play it with the sense of like I want to complete everything, I want to do everything, I want to get all the XP, I want to like complete as much as I possibly and physically can, just to kind of ensure that I am always playing this game, I guess. So the way I've kind of constructed this like plan is to kind of maximize having as much as of the best in slot gear while still having free space to do skilling and like the majority of skilling for like 200 mil in mind and what have you, collection log stuff. You know what, I'm gonna actually just get the image rather than talk about it straight up from what I'm looking at. Fuck, this is gonna take a second. Hold on. I should have done this beforehand. I love when I just click on mole and I look away, and then when I look back, it's safe spotted. It's lovely. Okay. I'm just gonna chill for a sec. Fuck Mole. Mole can wait. This is almost ready. Fucking A. Oh my god. Feel free to skip ahead a couple seconds. Okay. Also, after I finish this, I'm gonna listen back. There's a slight chance I'm not uploading this, just because I'm gonna listen back and make sure that I'm not just babbling like incoherently. So if you hear me say this right now, that means I did okay. Okay, so this is kind of the list I made, and I'm really excited about it because it's like, I think it's perfect. There's gonna be some things that I like kind of adjust over time, but yeah, I think so. Fuck, how am I gonna get into this? I made this list because, yeah, I wanted to maximize still having as much possible bag space while having the best in slot gear. And yeah, it just gets me so excited. It gets me more excited to look about it than to actually talk about it. But this is what I'm going to be going for throughout my account. There's a misspelling in English. It's awesome. But yeah, basically I'll kind of explain a little bit of it because I don't really want to go into everything. But the reason that I only have the Bando's chest plate and not tassets is because of the Inquisitor's plate skirt, which basically acts... Did I talk about this in my last ramble? I feel like I did. I may have not. I may have. I'm going to say it again anyway. But the Inquisitor's plate skirt has the same strength bonus as tassets. I feel like tassets has better defense, but Inquisitor's is storable. So, fuck. I want to just have the chest plate. Eventually, you know, I'm gonna not be doing Fasani's Nightmare for a very long time, so I will actually have tassets for a while. But that's why, essentially, that the like end game bag, you could say, does not include tassets. Because once I do get the full set, the tassets are gone. Because the plate skirt's basically the same thing in terms of DPS and stuff. Inquisitor's Mace also for melee weapon. I think this is where I'm subject to change, I think. I'm gonna be going for a Saildor soonish, I think, because I'm obviously not getting a mace and anytime soon, and I could still go like massively dry for it. So, but I think it then becomes like with that setup of the Inquisitor's plate skirt with the chest plate, it then becomes like my best in slot melee weapon for like everything. And I still haven't decided if a scythe is something I feel like is worth keeping and obtaining and whatnot. Specifically because I do want to get a Sang staff eventually, and I'm gonna have to worry about blood runes like for the rest of my life, and I'm not sure if I want to like make that like I'm not sure if I want to double the amount of blood runes I want to worry about, but you know, I've thought about it, and I will cross that road if and whenever I do get a scythe. So that's kind of when I'm going to think about it, because obviously it's a very rare item and it's not something that I can really expect to get anytime soon. I do plan on doing Theater of Blood in like the somewhat near future. So that's kind of why I want to get a Saildor first for that. Because I don't really want to use a whip. I'm not a fan of the whip. But yeah, that's kind of the list. What else can I get into about it? Yeah, mage. I'm gonna try and get Dagon High soon because I just think it looks really cool. That's kind of the only reason why I want it. Makodai. Yeah. I'm not sure how else I can go into this more. I thought I had more to talk about it, but basically it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 items. 13 items, 13 bag slots. They can all fit in a looting bag. They're all tradable. So the blowpipe. Oh yeah, I gotta talk about the blowpipe. So last ramble, I think I had mentioned that I'm never doing Zulrah. Like, this is gonna be a no Zulrah account. I forget if I talked about that in the last ramble or if I mostly talked about that on stream. But I had this idea because of the Bofa specifically that I was thinking I was never gonna go for any Zulrah items because the Sang exists. Sir Palm is kind of useless. I'm getting fucking wrecked right now. And then the Bofa, I felt, kind of trumped the blowpipe. But then I did Inferno, and I realized how good it would have been to have a blowpipe. And that's something I'd want to do more of. Like, I want to do Inferno tasks. I want to, like, do the Inferno combat achievements. So I've kind of decided I'm going to get a blowpipe, but nothing else from Zulrah. I'm going to farm Zulrah until I have enough scales to last me for a very long time, and then I'll be done with it, I think. So I've kind of backtracked on what I said before about never doing Zulrah. So that's that. Yeah. So it's 13 slots plus 2 if I count, like, if I'm going to store my blowpipe plus the darts and the scales. So it's technically 14, 15 when you think about it that way. But it's really cool because it leaves me another, like, 13 or 14 free slots for whatever skilling I desire and want to do. And well, that's not true actually, because I have to consider I can take this off now. I have to consider that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 6 potions that I'm going to be keeping forever, essentially. I have thought about if I do, like, enough master farming, seed farming, whatever, in the future, I may just have enough super restores I can just kind of get rid of prayer potions entirely and then free up another bag slot. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna kind of end this soon because I'm getting kind of all over the fucking place. But basically, I have been making a lot of plans about how to just kind of have the most optimal, perfect setup to where I can skill, I can PVM, I can have as much best in slot stuff and not feel like I'm missing out on certain things like DPS or certain skilling methods and what have you. Obviously, it's going to change over time, but that's kind of my plan. I wanted to go over that a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I don't want to make this too long. I know it's already over an hour, which is kind of fucked, honestly. I doubt anyone's gonna get this far. If you do, thank you for listening, and I love you. But yeah, fuck, I have to listen back to this because I have to make sure I didn't just fucking talk out of my ass for an hour long of incoherent shit. So I guess I'll just quickly go over what I'm doing with this very exact moment, because I don't know if I really covered it much, but I'm finishing all the herbs that I have obtained through Herbivore and now will obtain through Master Farmers through all these goddamn seeds that I have now. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna do crafting, mining, and then I'm gonna hop on over to good old Zulrah and try to obtain a blowpipe. And that's probably, I mean, like I said before, I'm going to try my very bestest to change up the format of these, because I don't particularly enjoy this format anymore, because as I may realize after listening back how jumbled this is, incoherent this may be, I really want to kind of space it out put clips together, kind of more of like a progress ramble rather than just an overall ramble. And then I can like maybe upload more shorter ones. I wish I could get more in the idea of like progress videos where I'm kind of documenting every clip, but I just don't have like the attention span for that, I feel like. So I'm gonna try a new format. Expect more videos maybe, or more coherent videos next time. That's what I could say. Fucking A. I do really want to get into more about my thoughts on the UIM game mode, and I'm gonna I hope what I said was understandable and I got my point across. I may have just repeated myself a bunch of times. Also, I'm gonna have more confidence next time. I keep saying I feel like I'm doing a shit job at this. I'm doing okay. You're doing all right, Lucy. Ooh, that's a juicy loot. Yeah, the new clan system's cool. I'm a part of the streamer RSGF's clan chat, which is I'm having a great time in here. And that's that. Yeah, all right. Well, I guess I'm gonna stop now because I'm just gonna keep going and going. Hopefully I get the mole pet in this next kill. That would be nice. All right. Have a good day. Goodbye. I love you all. You're all very cute and hot and sexy. I might stream again soon. Who knows? It's a possibility. You'll see. All right. Goodbye. Mwah.